The Golden State Warriors were already hanging by a thread until Jimmy Butler arrived and gave them a pulse. But it didn't last, because the second Steph Curry went down, everything came crashing down. In this video, we're breaking down how Steve Kerr's coaching has been exposed without his MVP floor general, and why the Warriors' entire system collapses without number 30 leading the charge. Before we dive into the real story behind the Warriors' unraveling, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more deep basketball breakdowns. The pre-injury blues? Let's go back to before May 6, 2025. The Warriors weren't awful, but they weren't looking like a real threat either. They started the season hot, 12 wins in their first 15 games, but it didn't last. Over the next 35 games, they went 13-22, dropping to a dead-even 25-25 by early February. Even after the blockbuster Jimmy Butler trade, they barely held on to third place in the Pacific Division, just a half game ahead of the Lakers. The real issue? Every time Steph Curry sat, their offense flatlined. Before his hamstring injury, Curry was in MVP form again, putting up 24.5 points, 6 assists, and 4.4 boards with elite efficiency, 45% from the field, 40% from three, and 93% at the line. With Steph on the floor, the Warriors posted the 7th best offensive rating in the league, 116.8 points per 100 possessions. Without him, that number crashed to 111.8, a bottom 10 mark. And that's not just bad, that's broken. Golden State completely fell apart without Steph Curry on the floor. In non-Curry minutes, they were outscored by 5 points per 100 possessions, a brutal swing that turned every rest period into a mini collapsion. The offense went from sharp to stagnant, and even with Draymond Green anchoring the defense, they couldn't keep up. Then came Game 1 hope in the form of a hot start. Curry lit up the Timberwolves with 13 points in just 13 minutes, burying back-to-back threes and quieting the Target Center crowd. The Warriors looked locked in, ready to flip the narrative, but just before the end of the first quarter, everything changed. Steph grabbed his left hamstring after running into a hard screen, and the collapse began.
Minnesota has missed their last 9 field goal attempts.
The Warriors playing a lot of zone right here. It's one of the things we talked about in the last series.
Final score, Game 1, Warriors edged out the Wolves 99-88, but it felt hollow. His 13 quick points had accounted for nearly 50% of Golden State's scoring in that quarter. And that would be the last time they'd breathe easy. With Curry sidelined for the remainder of the series, the Warriors went 0-4, dropping consecutive contests by margins of 24, 5, 7, and 11 points. Their scoring plummeted to just 102 points per game, a far cry from the 113.8 points they'd averaged this season.
Trying to hang on until that man can get back. Steph Curry not playing still with the hamstring injury. Meanwhile, Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves a closeout opportunity at home against the Warriors. And
fouled out, Draymond did, with 5 minutes to go in the loss the other night. Good start for... Here's Pajemski on the drive. Pull-up jumper. It's good. Great side.
Defensive breakdown. Game 5. Minnesota shot a blistering 62.8% on field goal attempts and 42% from the three-point line, carving up a Warriors' interior defense left exposed without Klay's perimeter coverage and Draymond's help side rotations. 0 wins, 4 straight losses, eliminated. In the 5-game series, the Warriors combined for an 11.5 net rating, revealing the sheer drop-off when Kerr's usual 5-man lineup wasn't available. In the Western Conference semifinals against the Timberwolves, the Golden State Warriors' playmaking percentage saw a notable shift with and without Steph Curry. With Curry, they generated twice as many wide-open three-point looks, 16.6 per game, while in the last 3 games of the series without Curry, they generated fewer wide-open looks, 14.3 per game. Without Steph, Golden State had no direction. Their motion offense stalled, isolation plays stagnated, and late-game execution wilted. The trademark crisp ball movement turned into aimless dribbling, while rotations on defense gaped like the bay under low tide. And Steve Kerr, the architect of 4 championships, found himself scrambling. No small ball tweaks could mask the absence of his floor general. He tried rolling out Draymond as a pseudo-point center, benching Jonathan Kuminga for more veteran hands, even giving fringe wings extra minutes, to no avail.
Congrats to Chris Finch, Tim Connolly. They've done a great job here the last few years building this team, and back-to-back Western Conference Finals, pretty damn impressive. So it was a fight.
Kerr had no answers. The playbook that had thrived on Curry's wizardry simply unraveled without it, exposing an over-reliance that cost them their season in a matter of minutes. Steve Kerr's dynasty was forged on one core principle: small ball mastery. Surround Steph Curry with elite shooters, deploy Draymond Green at the 5, and dare defenses to stop the relentless perimeter attack. But here's the catch. That formula only works when Curry's on the floor. His gravity pulls help defenders toward the arc, opening lanes and propping up rim protection in a backdoor sort of way. Remove Steph from the equation and the whole house of cards collapses.
Now Randall has Butler in the corner with a shot clock at 8. Butler puts it on the floor and gets the floater. Butler 1 of 2, driving again on Gobert. Stops, spins, puts up the shot. It's good. His second.
Paint points allowed vs Minnesota. To close out the Warriors, Minnesota outs ID them. Opponent 2-point field goal percentage soared above 60% across the series. Kevon Looney, trusted as the veteran anchor, saw just 6 minutes in the decisive Game 5, his lowest playoff mark since 2017.
Kevon Looney is in for the first time, and now Spencer hits the 3. Starting lineup, that was his 139th career start.
Yeah, but in all fairness, because he started, I do think that helps. Don't get me wrong.
Trace Jackson-Davis, the second-year big man, 7 minutes on the floor in Game 5, scant opportunity to contest even a single paint drive.
Steph is always moving. Drop it off to Trace Jackson-Davis. He's fouled and put it in!
Draymond Green played the bulk of minutes but was forced into chasing faster ball handlers off the dribble, eroding his rim-protecting presence. Minnesota demolished them inside, seamlessly attacking gaps in the Warriors' switching scheme. Every baseline drive became a layup, every post-up turned into an easy dump-off, and Kerr's response? No timely timeouts to stem the bleeding. 5 of their first 8 defensive possessions in the fourth quarter saw immediate scoring. No lineup shakeups, he's stuck with the Curry-less small ball 5. No back-to-basics tweak, no heavier traditional 5-man front to slow the paint onslaught. No insertion of other players despite their size advantages. In essence, Kerr displayed stubborn loyalty to a broken system. Fans and pundits alike watched in disbelief as the blueprint that delivered 4 rings offered no solutions when its linchpin was forced to the bench. That begs the question, if your champion coach can't adjust when everything falls apart, how does this team evolve? Up next, we'll examine what Kerr must do and whether Golden State can survive without its architect's greatest asset. Let's talk about Jonathan Kuminga. When Steph went down, the Warriors desperately needed someone to fill the void. Kuminga, the young, explosive, and fearless second-year player, delivered in a way few expected.
2. Kuminga drives at Gobert. What a move! Gobert tried to block it, but Kuminga threw it over his...
From games 2 through 5 against Minnesota, Jonathan Kuminga quietly morphed into Golden State's most reliable spark. He averaged 24.3 points, 2.5 rebounds, and 1 steal, drilling 55.4% of his shots, 38.9% from deep, and 72% at the line. His net rating was 10.1, still negative, yet the best mark on a roster that melted during non-Curry minutes. Game 5 captured the surge: 26 points, 2 steals, 3 boards, a flurry of second-chance tip-ins, and back-to-back threes that jolted a dead offense away. That breakout makes Steve Kerr's late-season rotation choices baffling. The coach benched Kuminga in 5 of the final 7 regular season contests, chopping his workload from 28 minutes a night to barely 18 in March and April. When the playoffs arrived and every loose ball mattered, it was the 21-year-old who answered, while Kerr doubled down on veterans who simply weren't producing. The collateral damage is already visible. Kuminga and the front office failed to reach an extension, setting him up for restricted free agency this summer, an avoidable gamble for a franchise aching for fresh legs and rim pressure. Warriors fans have seen this movie before. Last season, Kerr yanked Moses Moody's minutes right after the guard's play-in breakout, citing matchups. Young talent begins to feel disposable. Development stalls. Potential stars become disgruntled role players, and the roster ages and fast forward. If Kuminga walks, the Warriors lose one of the few players who proved he can create offense while Curry rests. That should spark an uncomfortable audit of who's really steering this ship. Kerr's motion system looked brilliant when Steph's gravity papered over every flaw. But in 2025, the league has caught up. Spacing is universal, mismatches are hunted nightly, and rigid loyalty to yesterday's script is a liability. Kerr still resists using a true center, ignores Kevon Looney until desperation time, and clings to 5-wing lineups as if it's perpetually 2015 proof that even dynasties can expire without adaptation.
As we come up with Jalen Green. Green watches Şengün.
It's not just about scheme, it's about flexibility. Before the Butler trade, Golden State was getting outscored in non-Steph minutes. After Jimmy arrived, they flipped the script, outscoring opponents by nearly 9 points per 100 without Steph, but only when Butler was running the show. So where do the Warriors go from here? This postseason collapse has exposed 3 glaring issues. 1, they need size, real rim protection. 2, they must prioritize Kuminga's development. 3, they have to evolve past the Curry or bust game plan. Opponents have adjusted. The Warriors haven't. They can't keep pretending Steph will always be healthy, always be magic. At age 37, the window is closing. If Kerr doesn't change, this dynasty won't fade gently. It'll collapse. Fiction. So what do you think? Is Kerr just an average coach without Steph, or maybe the Golden State's playoff future is already behind them? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure to like and subscribe to Go Report for more deep dive NBA breakdowns. Because until the Warriors build a plan that works without Steph, they're just a house of cards waiting to fall.